Because what happens to black people, and it took me a long time to figure this out, is there's so many things out here that just kill our freaking spirit and tell you like, why should you try? Because you're black and you're not gonna win anyway. I saw a video where they were talking about all the horrible things that happen when you're a black boy and how being a black boy only means that people are gonna look at you funny, people are only gonna clutch their purses, people are gonna call you the N-word, they're not gonna want to give you jobs. And I get all that. I wrote a whole book about it. It was called What If George Bush Were a Black Man? I wrote this when I was on the faculty of Syracuse back in 2004. But then I got to the point where I was like, okay, so what's the goal? Is the goal for me to sit around and be depressed and be sad and only think about how limited I am as a black man? How the hell am I going to change anything thinking like that? So I said, oh, hell to the no. Like, so don't tell me all the limitations that come with being black. Tell me about what the possibilities are. And then on top of that, I resent the fact that you think that my potential is going to be limited by whether or not white people like me. I don't care if they clutch their purse. Clutch your damn purse. I'll clutch mine too. I ain't got a purse, but I'll clutch my wallet. Right? You don't like me? Okay, well I don't like you either. You don't want to be my friend? That's okay. I got friends. Right? So to me, I think that this whole idea, I really want you to process this and think about this. This is the whole rope a dope that drives me insane. Is we are trained very early to be about as powerless as a hot dog with no bun. Like we are literally trained to be just sit there and be victims and to somehow falsely believe that the only way our condition can improve is if white people suddenly decide to be nice to us. I don't care if they're nice to me. I'm going to fucking win, period. That's it. I'm not backing off of you. You can't you ain't stopping. No, no. You don't like me. Well, that's okay. I don't need to like you either. That's all right. You liking me does not shape what kind of man I'm gonna choose to be right now. You liking me is not gonna determine whether I'm a good husband to my wife. You liking me is not gonna determine whether I'm gonna pick up a book over picking up a beer. You liking me ain't gonna determine whether I'm gonna go out here and do my absolute best. Me doing my best has nothing to do with whether or not you've accepted me because I've accepted myself. And that to me is one of the keys that will make us great again. When we truly accept ourselves and instead of taking our energy and focusing on being incredibly self-conscious and they, oh, well, they don't like us. We said, did you hear what they said about us? They don't, that takes energy, that takes attention. Instead, focus on what you're doing. Focus on where you're investing. Did you make your investments? Are you planning for your children? Are you picking up the book? Are you learning the skill? Are you preparing for the future? Or are you sitting back and letting the world decide which direction you're going to go? Because I can tell you for a fact, I make no I make no illusion of the fact that the world does not love your black ass. They just don't. The world does not like black people very much. But I don't think about it that often because I just don't care. I know that I love me and that's all I need. So love yourself and work hard for yourself, build for yourself. And the more you love yourself and the more you love them kids and the more you love your family, the more you're going to invest in that. You invest in the things that you care about. Like they have studies that say that people who live in apartments or drive a rented car, they don't take care of the car as well as they take care of the car when it's their own. Or when they live in an apartment, they don't take care of the apartment as well as they would take care of a house that they actually own. So when it comes to your family, if you love your family and you know that's yours, then you're going to invest in that. You're going to take pride in that. You're going to build on top of that. And when you're busy building, you ain't got time to be sitting around worried about whether or not somebody's boycotting somebody else's business down the street. That ain't You ain't got time for that.